And welcome to the channel, everybody. Here, Lucas from Mars, back with you with another video. And this one here, today we're going to play this 2022 All-Star game here at the Major League level. So we're going to look at some of these stats for these All-Star players here. We finally get the All-Star starting rosters, and you have Corbin Burns here as the ace of this All-Stars pitching staff here for the National League. And yeah, he's been the best pitcher in the NL, this season, with that 2.01 ERA and a 1.02 WHIP, over only 102 hits allowed, and his 130 innings this year. Garrett Cole was also there in the number 2 spot. He's been unbelievable with a 2.39 ERA. Kevin Gausman here from the Millers makes it as well as the third pitcher there with the 3.02. And Chris Flexen, the only San Francisco Spider, actually is kind of a surprising player here who has been very good in 127 innings this year with that 2.68 ERA, is going to be as well in this All-Star game as a starter. First All-Star appearance for him. And then Jacob deGrom, he's a regular to the All-Star game for sure, and he is going to as well be there, and he's got 155 strikeouts right now and 134.1 innings, 2.75 ERA for him. He's been unbelievable. And then from Nashville, Reynaldo Lopez, a long reliever who has been excellent this season, 108 innings. Jake Faria from the Chicago Blue Sox, there 104 innings and a 2.67 ERA. And then you get to the closing pitchers, and you have Jordan Romano for the Rattlers, making his appearance in 33 innings this year. Kelly Jansen, I believe he's the only player from the Charlotte Cougars in this All-Star game. Numbers, honestly, for him don't look amazing, but he does get in. And then Garrett Whitlock here, 36.1 innings for him. This is only his second Major League season here, and he has made in this All-Star game with a 1.49 ERA. And then we have a couple of more guys here, including Emmanuel Clase, making his first or second All-Star appearance here, and he has a 1.82 ERA so far. And then Edwin Diaz is 31-0 in save opportunities this season with 37.2 innings of unbelievable, almost scoreless baseball this year. Only has allowed 2 runs in those 37.2 innings. And then you go over to the National League side, or the American League side here, and Zach Wheeler is the starting pitcher here for the American League. He's the ace of this staff for the AL, and he's been unbelievable this season. Carlos Rodon is there as well for New York. He's kind of regular at these All-Star games for the most part here, and he is there at the number 2 spots in this rotation. And then Jose Barrios from Houston, 120 innings for him and a 2.31 ERA. He makes it here as well. Kyle Gibson gets in, maybe his first All-Star appearance of his career, but he's been just as good as, Zach Wheeler has been this season. And then, of course, Shohei Ohtani, the second year in a row that he's made the All-Star game. And he will just be a pitcher in this game. I don't know how to kind of put him there in that lineup, but either way, he's been unbelievable from the mound this season, and he's been pretty decent, of course, for the bat as well. Not too bad. Hitting numbers for Ohtani, either an 871 OPS from the plate this year with a 275 average. You won't see him at the dish, though, in this game. But there's Julian Merriweather from Montreal, and he's a long reliever, 95 innings for him. He's been unbelievable. Corey Knebel as well from Montreal, so they expose a couple of relievers here, including their closing pitcher. Andrew Kittredge from the Vipers makes it in, and he's got 30 saves on the year with a 2.04 ERA and a 1.03 WHIP. And then Josh Hader from the Diablos as well, 29 saves for him this season, 47 strikeouts and only 35 or so innings. Ryan Presley from the New Orleans Jazz there makes it, and then so does Giovanni Gallegos from the Portland Chinooks, maybe the only Portland Chinook in this All-Star game here. And then David Bednar, 30 saves to only 1 blown. He's the best closer right now out of Boston for the American League, and he gets that spot there. Tim Anderson leading things off for the AL here. Christian Yelich batting number 2. Juan Soto there at 3. Harper at 4. Freddie Freeman at 5. Aaron Judge batting 6th. Jose Altuve, the starting second baseman there, batting 7th. Manny Machado, the third baseman. And then Yasmani Grandal with his 33 home runs and 74 RBIs is the catcher. And then on the bench, Miles Straw makes it in. So does Salvador Perez and Gabriel Moreno here for the Vandals. Really good selection right here. That's awesome to see a rookie make it into this All-Star game. Yuli Gurriel there as well. Marcus Semien, Matt Chapman, Corey Seager, Rafi Devers, and Jake Cronenworth there as well. Kyle Tucker as well in the outfield. And then Whit Merrifield also in the outfield. And Wright makes it. So that's the look at the team there and the bench for the American League. So now we look at the National League, and you have Trey Turner, who's batting over 300, leading things off for them. Brian Reynolds batting 320. Third, Mike Trout batting, or third, Reynolds is batting second to Fernando Tatis in the 4th spot. Vladdy in the 5 spot. Cedric Mullins there at the number 6 hole. And Ronald Acuna Jr. with only a 237 average still makes it into the All-Star game there at the number 7 spot. Mitch Garver, the starting catcher. And then Alex Bregman here sneaks in as the third baseman. So then you go to the bench, and Ozzie Albies makes it, so I guess there's another San Francisco player there. Jorge Soler from Las Vegas gets in. Mitch Haniger, right fielder there, makes it in, playing for the Cardinals, and he's had a really good season. He's a trade candidate for me at the trade deadline. That'll be next episode, by the way. Wilson Contreras and Elias Diaz, the backup catchers. Jose Abreu there at first base. Only a 234 average for him, but he's got a lot of home runs and a lot of RBIs as well. And then Josh Harrison and Eduardo Escobar. And then Paul Goldschmidt. I mean, those are some crazy numbers, and he's a backup in this game, which is insane. But then Anthony Rendon and then Luis Robert is the last guy there. And so he will make it as out of the for Charlotte and the Cougars. So here we go. It's the All-Star game here in 2022. The first All-Star game that we've had in this franchise here. And, 2022 Midsummer Classic. We were in Portland in Athletics Park for this game. I think, personally, this is my favorite stadium that we have in the league. And so that's kind of why I chose to play this game here in this ballpark. And, again, another glance at these lineups here, or at least the All-Star starters. It's not the lineups. It's just going by position there. But there's a look at the All-Star starters here in this ball game. One more look there as we're ready to get this game underway. There's Tim Anderson. There's Brian Reynolds walking out onto the field. And these are different uniforms than they've had in games in seasons past. Again, I mentioned this in the last. I don't know why they don't have uniforms that have the team logos on them. I think that's kind of a thing that they should be able to put in pretty easily in this game, but they don't have that. But anyway, Corbin Burns here for Las Vegas. Again, another look at what his numbers look like there, and he is the ace here, and so we'll see what he can do against Tim Anderson. 18 home runs, 47 RBIs, and a 272 average for him this season as he fouls the first pitch, or that pitch back. It's 1-2, the count now to Anderson here. Burns lining things up for his 4th pitch of the game, and it's on the corner, a sinker for strike 3 called. Really good pitch right there by Corbin Burns, nailing the outside and low corner there with that sinker. At 98, I believe that was how fast that pitch was there. Christian Yelich batting 300 on the season here. Fouls a circle change really in a good spot, but 921 OPS, 16 homers, and 38 RBIs. He's been one of the best players in that New York team this season, and an incredible force offensively. As there's a ball that drops in for ball 4. So there's our first base runner of this ball game. It's a walk here, and now here's Juan Soto. Probably is having the best season at the plate in the league, maybe here, besides Yasmani Grandal. I mean, 329, over 1,000 OPS. He's been ridiculous this year. 1-0 to him here. It's stolen base attempt by Yelich, and the throw is high, and Yelich will get in there fairly easily with a stolen base. So he's in scoring position. That's one of the things that he's been able to do really well and effectively this season. Get on and get to second. Now Soto 3-1 to him, and it's going to be low for ball 4. So Burns threw 15 pitches here, a couple of walks already, and a little bit of a struggling start. Now here's Bryce Harper at the plate. And Harper will swing and drive it into the outfield. Reynolds is not going to get there as that ball bounces off the wall. In to score comes Yelich, and it's an RBI double for Bryce Harper. 1-0 American League jumps out here in the first inning. And a great swing right there to drive it near that tall wall in the outfield. Now Freddie Freeman's going to ground it to Vladdy. And Vladdy's not going to have a chance or a choice but to get the out at first. So the run will score, and that's an RBI ground out to make it 2-0 here in favor of the American League. So here's now Aaron Judge, the second guy in that New York batting order that gets a chance in this ball game. And 281 average for him, 928 OPS this season. 1-2 to him is a grounder to Vladdy. That's a nice stop there. And Guerrero will take it himself to end the top half of the first inning. But 2 runs, though, in that frame by the AL have set them up already. Here as we go to the bottom half of the first inning. And here is Zach Wheeler making this start. Now, he was definitely in the All-Star game last year. He won the Cy Young last year, of course. And he might be well on his way to doing just that again this season. Those are some unbelievable numbers that he has this year. 24 walks in 136 innings. That is ridiculous. But here's Trey Turner, the best hitter on the team for the Cardinals this season here, as he's going to fly it into the outfield here. Judge is there in left to make the play for out number 1. So there's the first out of the bottom half of the first, and here's now Brian Reynolds. 320 average and 952 OPS for him here for the Colorado Rattlers. And he gets out by, just a normal fly out. And then now there's Mike Trout, who's batting .334, an over 1 OPS, 25 homers, 66 ribbies. I mean, Mike Trout's number is just ridiculous stuff from him. And that 1-2 is a fastball inside that is called strike 3. Great pitch by Wheeler. And he takes care of his job in that first inning and he gets it through 1-2-3. So now we go to the top of the second, and here's Jose Altuve from the Los Angeles Dragons, and he's batting .292 this season. And here's Garrett Cole out to pitch for the National League in this second inning. 20 games this year, 2.39 ERA, 145 strikeouts in 135 innings. Really ridiculous stuff. But here's Jose Altuve at the plate. Let's see, the 1-1 is a fly ball. Mike Trout is over, and he makes the catch, racing it down for out number 1 here in this second inning. And now here's Manny Machado, 24 homers, 72 RBIs. That's a lot of ribbies right there. 947 OPS for the Oklahoma City Bison. 1-2 is a swing and a miss on a slider in the dirt. Garrett Cole with a beautiful pitch there for strikeout number 1. And out number 2 in this inning, there's a fastball to Yasmani Grandal. Man, over 1 OPS, 33 homers, 74 ribbies. He's leading the American League in both of those categories this season. And the league, I think, in both of those categories. There's a grounder to second. Justin Turner makes the play. And there's a 1-2-3 frame here by Garrett Cole in the top of the second inning. So 4-5-6 for the National League. And here's Fernando Tatis. 19 homers, 54 ribbies for him this season. 2-2 here from Zach Wheeler is outside, just barely on the sinker there. Count is now full, and Vladdy's sitting on deck. Do not want to give a free pass to any of these hitters on either one of these teams. I mean, they're going to make you pay for it. 3-2 to Tatis is not even close. A high slider there that misses for ball 4. So there's a base runner. Now for Vladdy. 1-0. Trying to take off for second base. And he's going to be there. As Fernando Tatis Jr. with a stolen base here. And a fairly good jump. And he just beats out the throw. Close play at second. But now he's in scoring position for Guerrero. And Guerrero's going to line into the outfield and into left. Judge picks it up, but going home is Tatis. The throw to the plate is not going to be in time. Base hits for Vladdy, and he will come through to put the NL on the board here in the second inning. It's 2-1. Circle change that count way too much of the plate. And Guerrero cashes in on that stolen base there. And now here's Shohei Ohtani out to pitch in this bottom of the second. He'll look to get a few outs here. There's still nobody out in this inning. 120 innings for him on the season and a 2.17 ERA with 146 strikeouts. But here's now Ronald Acuna, and he is going to take a pitch high for ball 4. So now the bases are loaded here. And still nobody out for Mitch Garver to come up to the plate. Garver with a 283 average this season. He's going to foul off a cutter low. A huge spot here early in this ball game. 283 average for him and an 881 OPS, 17 homers, 55 RBIs. Really good for the St. Louis Sluggers. 1-2 though. Ground ball, and Ozzie Albies cannot pick it up. And they're not going to be able to get it out anywhere as a run will score. So an interesting play right there. I think they're going to count that as a base hit maybe, but Ozzie Albies probably should have picked up that baseball. And now he didn't. And now Alex Bregman is going to swing and miss at a slider down low. That was a monster pitch by Shohei and an absolutely critical strikeout here in this second inning to get the first out of the frame finally. As you look at the pitch sequence here, and man, a lot of pitches in that bat. 6 pitches by Shohei to get the strikeout there. Now it's Trey Turner, and that ball misses low for ball 3. Nowhere to put him here. As the count moves to 3-1. Now it's 3-2. There it comes from Shohei, and it's outside for ball 4. There is a walk. That'll force home a run. And the National League will take a 3-2 lead here in this second inning. Now it's Brian Reynolds up for his second at-bat of the game already here. With 1 out in the second. 75% chance for the NL to win this ball game now. After that walk, there's a fly ball to Soto, and it's fairly deep. I think should be deep enough to test the run. Soto makes the throw to home, and it's still going to be up the line and not in time. Another run will come across on a sac fly, and the NL have scored their 4th run here of the inning to make it 4-2. So now 2 down in the frame, and there's a fly ball, and it is caught by Judge to end a pretty brutal second inning right there. 4 runs on 2 hits. I believe, I don't know if they counted an error. They might have counted an error to the National League there. But either way, that was a rough inning for the American League pitching. Here's Jacob deGrom. Again, 155 strikeouts so far for him. I mean, look at those averages against. It's just ridiculous. So deGrom here facing Yelich. And a ground ball and a nice stop by Turner. Good play. Good stretch by Guerrero there at first to get the second out of the inning. For Juan Soto to come up again. And again, looking at his stats one more time. And he was 0 for 1, or he walked in his first at-bat in this game. And now he's going to drill one into the outfield here and deep in the left. And it's off of the wall. And Mullins will collect it and throw it on back into the infield. And so Juan Soto, here with 2 outs in the 3rd inning, gets an extra base knock. Now 2 men on with 2 men out for Freddie Freeman. And it's a ground ball, and Vladdy's got it right at the bag, makes the play. So there's a hit and I believe a walk in that inning. No runs for the AL. They leave 2 runners on base.
Your attention, please.
So now we go to the bottom of the 3rd, and here's Carlos Rendon, another New York Honey Badger in this game, making his appearance here. And Fernando, who walked in the 2nd inning, leads off the 3rd for the National League, as there's a line drive and a base hit into right field. And Soto brings it back in to the infield, but another base runner for the National League, who have been jumping all over these AL pitchers to this point, as there's a swing and a miss and a strikeout on a very hittable pitch right there to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That was a pitch that he should have crushed right there. One more look at this swing, and just out in front of that pitch was Guerrero. So now one down in the inning. Here's Cedric Mullins, and he is going to swing and miss at a slider there outside. Beautiful pitch by Rendon, who gets 2 outs now really quickly. And he's going to strike at the side with that fastball to Acuna. Doesn't think it caught the zone, but it did, and it ended up being a really solid inning right there from Carlos Rendon. 3 strikeouts and the hit, so actually it was not an error given to, there was not an error given to Ozzie Albies, but here is now Kevin Gausman coming out of the bullpen here for the National League from the Minneapolis Millers, and yeah, he's had a good season. That 3.02 ERA is nothing to scoff at. Here is Aaron Judge here, 0 for 1 in the game, and he's going to line it into center field, or excuse me, not into center field, but into right field for a single. So it's another inning. That begins with a hit here in this ball game. And now here's Jose Altuve. 0 for 1. Flying his first time. 1 and 2 is a grounder to Vladdy. And Guerrero is going to go to second, but the throw is offline. And they won't get anybody out. So that is going to be an error on Guerrero, who, man, I don't know why this throw was offline. He didn't have to rush it at all. No rush on this throw, and he just threw it away past the bag, and man, that's a big-time error. Now Manny Machado looking to take advantage. A fly ball to Reynolds. It is deep and into the gap, but Reynolds will get there to make the catch. Tagging from second and going to third is the runner there, and he makes it to put men on the corners here with only 1 man out. So another fly ball like that will bring home a run for sure, as here's Yasmani Grandal. 2 for 2 in the game. And it's a fly ball into center field. And Trout is going to get there. But this should be plenty deep enough to score the runner from third base. As the throw back in, there's not going to be a throw to the plate. And the AL will get a run closer here. Another sac fly, the second of the game. And it is a 4-3 lead for the National League now. So here's Chris Flexen for San Francisco. And, I mean, I can't not get over how good those numbers are for him. The lefties are hitting below 200 against him this season. So, just wanted him to get 1 out here in this inning, and he looks like it will do just that, as there's a grounder to second to end the top of the 4th. But a run for the AL makes it a 4-3 ball game here. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and here's Jose Barrios, who, you know, a 9-4 record in 20 starts with that 120 innings pitched. Basically 100 strikeouts, 210 average, and 202 average against this season. 1 down here in the inning. Here's Alex Bregman. And Bregman's going to fly into the outfield. Here's Soto on his horse. And Soto can't get there, and it goes past Soto. Doesn't feel the ball correctly, and Bregman is going to get all the way to third base on that. And man, that should have been just a base hit. But for some reason, Juan Soto did not reach his glove out to try and stop this ball. It just went right past him. So, man, you got a man 90 feet away now with that hit. And here's Trey Turner. And that ball gets away from Grandal, and Bregman will come around to score on a wild pitch. So, I mean, man, it's been a high-scoring All-Star game, and the runs are coming in a variety of ways so far tonight. No homers yet, but, you know, some base hits, a couple of sac flies, and a wild pitch. An interesting game so far. There's a liner into right again, and this time Soto will bring it in. But, man, okay, so Barrios really struggled there. They kind of jumped all over him in that appearance, as here comes Kyle Gibson out of the bullpen here. And 2.13 ERA again for Gibson here, trying to get a couple of outs in this bottom of the 4th. There's now Brian Reynolds, and Reynolds is going to swing at and miss at that one. It was a hit and run, and Trey Turner ends up stealing the bag regardless. So, I mean, that's just, he is probably leading the National League in stolen bases, I would assume. And that's one of the best things that he's good at in his game, is the stolen bases, of course. When it's 2 to Reynolds, there's a swing and a miss. Soto change for strike 3 and for a critical on number 2. So now here's Mike Trout at the plate. With 2 down in the inning, the 0-1. A Trout is a line drive into left. Judge on his horse, and that ball is gone! Mike Trout with a long ball, and it is a 7-3 lead. The National League goes up by 4 here in the 4th. And, I mean, not a surprise on who does that. It's Mike Trout. He's just incredible. And, I mean, not a great pitch that you throw to Mike Trout there inside part of the zone. And, I mean, a chance to make a play on it, but just not able to get there in time was Aaron Judge. So now it's Fernando, and, man, a 3-7 ball game now. Tatis 1 for 1 in the game with a single and a run scored. 0-1 to Tatis here. Let's see what this pitch happens. It's a fly ball out to deep center. Yelich on the move. He's at the wall, and this ball is off the batter's eye and gone! So, wow, Mike Trout and Tatis go back-to-back here in this 4th inning, and it's a 5-run lead for the National League now. 8-3. Man, and Kyle Gibson really struggling here since he was brought into the game. 4-0-1 on the distance to straightaway center, and that is going to mark his end for him tonight in this game. Julian Merriweather already being called on here in just the 4th inning. 95 innings for him this season. And now, finally, can you get him 1 out more out here in this inning? There's a swing and a miss. And again, Guerrero for the 2nd time down on strikes today. But, man, first Mike Trout with a big-time swing. And then Fernando Tatis Jr. makes it an 8-3 game, 7 hits, and 8 runs already in just 4 innings for the National League All-Stars. So here's Jake Faria in 104 innings for him this season. 1 down, and here's Juan Soto. Liner, that is just over the glove of Tatis at short. So there's a single here to begin, or with 1 out in this 5th inning. And here's Bryce Harper. And Harper swings and crushes it deep in the gap in right center. And it is gone! Bryce Harper with a big-time homer, and the American League needed something like that. They're now down by only 3 runs here, 8-5 in the 5th. And definitely a much-needed couple of runs right there from Bryce Harper here, as that ball was crushed into the gap in right center field. So now Freddie Freeman takes a 12-seamer at the knees for strike 3. Faria gets a strikeout there, and now they're going to bring in Jordan Romano here, though. There's a couple of men on, it appears. Aaron Judge standing on second base there, you can see. And so Romano will come on, wanting to get 1 more out here in this inning and keep this game right where it is, a 5-8 lead. So here's Jose Altuve, and it's a fly ball to Reynolds here in right end. That is going to be the catch will be made there to end the 5th, but a big-time homer. The AL not out of the game yet, of course. They get a 2-run homer, down by 3, heading into the, as we are halfway home in this All-Star game. So quite the hitter's slugfest here so far. Here's Josh Hader out of the bullpen, and man, he's going to look to try and get a clean inning going here for the American League. The AL pitching staff has just really struggled in this one so far. There's Cedric Mullins, who's going to swing and miss at a fastball inside and high. I mean, just no defense for a pitch like that from Hader. Here's Mitch Garver now, 1 for 2 in the game. And Garver is going to foul that ball off behind him here. Now the count moves to 0-2. And let's see what Hader will come with here. Probably a fastball, I would guess here. And yep, it's a high fastball above the eye, or basically right at the eyes, and Hader gets him to swing right through it. Man, a high fastball is so tempting for Mitch Garver there, but he cannot hit that one. And end of the 5th here, 5-8 game. There's a 0 finally put up by the pitching here for the NL. For the AL, there's a walk. And now a man on for Yasmani Grandal to come to the plate. And here is a 0-2 to Grandal. And it's a swing and a miss. 98 at the top of the zone, above the zone. And there's a big-time strikeout. As now we're going to see some pinch hitters coming into the game. And there's Corey Seager. You know, batting 262. He's going to come on now. Garrett Whitlock will come out of the bullpen to face him here for the National League. 37 games again for him, as you see, 32 saves and 34 opportunities. First pitch to Seager here is a drive in a deep right center field. Seager launches it and is gone. The first pitch Seager sees off the bench is a 2-run homer. And it is a 1-run game. 8-7 here in the 6th inning. Wow, just like that, the AL is right back in this game. And Seager knew it right away. What a drive. 426 to right field. Man, that was crushed. You got the scoreboards there in right field. And now Kyle Tucker comes off the bench here with an 822 OPS this season. 1-2 for him. And there's a swing and a miss. And a circle change for strike 3. And I mean, man, you think you're comfortable with the NL with your 5-run lead. It's now only 1. Miles Straw for the Firebirds coming out now off the bench. And a 1-0 is a grounded to Tatis. And there is a out number 3, but another massive swing and another 2-run homer here by Corey Seager. And it is a 1-run game as we go to the middle of the 6th. 8-7. So these guys will come out onto the field now for these teams. Seager, Straw, and Tucker, and Andrew Kittredge here coming out of the bullpen for the American League here. Well, you had one good inning of shutdown baseball. Can Kittredge get you another? Guys, pull this on a 1-run game. And here's Ozzie Albies, 312 average this season. And 18 homers, 50 RBIs. Man, he should have maybe been a starter. Would have been a starter at almost any other position in this All-Star game. But he's going to fly it to Miles Straw in order to have that catch made there for the second out. And now here's Mitch Haniger for the Cardinals. And an 855 OPS for him this season. 3-2 is a swing and a miss there on a slider. Great pitch to Haniger and another 0 for the American League. That's the second inning in a row without anything given up. Now we go into the 7th, and here's Gabriel Moreno making his All-Star debut, his first All-Star game ever in his rookie season. And there's a fly ball. Mullins is appearing, he's going to get there, and he will make the catch to get the first out here of the 7th inning. So no hits, or not a hit there for Moreno. And out here is Salvador Perez, 21 homers for him, only a 671 OPS, but I mean, he does have a lot of long balls this year. He's going to drive this one into center, and that one finds the outfield grass. Mike Sharp cuts it off. But there's the tying run, now on base here for the AL. And now, coming off the bench is Yuli Gurriel. 259 average here. The guy out of Winnipeg, the Wizards. And here's Emmanuel Clase. We're going to bring him into the ball game now. 29 innings for him. Man, a .115 whip, or average against the lefties is nuts. 20 strikeouts to only 3 walks this season. 1-2 to Gurriel. Is a swing and a miss there on a slider. That was a great pitch right there by Clase, and there's 2 down in this inning now. And that was a great pitch, a slider there with a 12-inch break. Starting in the zone, and does not finish in the zone. Here's Marcus Semien now for the Scorpions. 2-2 count to him. The pitch to Semien is a drive to left field. Mullins looks up. Mullins is out of room. That ball is off the scoreboard and it's gone. Marcus Semien, off of the bench, has given the American League the lead. The third straight inning with a 2-run homer for the AL. It's 9-8. Oh man, how about the bench for the American League coming through in the clutch right now? 9-8 now the score. And another 2-run homer for the AL. Where does this one land? And, I mean, just shy of the scoreboard there in the outfield. Unbelievable. Now Rafael Devers comes off the bench. Man, he's got 60 ribbies already this season. That's pretty nuts. 1-2 to him. There's a swing and a miss. But, man, the damage done. Another 2-run blast. First, it was Harper. Then it was Seager. Now Marcus Semien, and the NL All-Stars lead has evaporated completely in this game. So now all those substitutions taking place here. And coming out to pitch for the AL is Giovanni Gallegos, who's been really good this season. 26 and 28. 428 save opportunities, and that is with one of the worst teams in baseball there in the form of Chinooks. So here's Luis Robert coming off the bench. 269 average for him this season. He's been excellent for Charlotte. There's a line drive or a ground ball to Marcus Semien for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. And I mean, now here's Josh Harrison. 282 average for him, 737 OPS. He's also plays for Charlotte, actually. And he's going to make his appearance in this game. There's a grounder to Devers here, makes the play. And the throw to first is in time for the second out. So, I mean, man, the NL, I mean, they haven't even gotten a lot of, I don't even know if they've gotten any hits since they scored last. And here's Jose Abreu, 22 homers, 53 RBIs for him on the season. 2-1 is a little ground ball chopper to Gallegos. And Gallegos will make the play to end the 7th inning. So a third 0 put up here for the AL. And they will control the lead here going into the 8th. So Harrison and Abreu will come in. And here's now Kenley Jansen. Yeah, I'm not sure. He's already got 9 blown saves this season. I guess I'm not really sure how he made it in the All-Star game. There's probably a reliever that deserved it a little bit more. But either way, he gets the first out here this inning. And there's a ball, 3-1 now. Kyle Tucker, sitting on deck. And so now what does he do here against Jake Cronenworth, the hitter? And that ball is high for ball 4. So that is a walk. That'll put a man on. And actually, it won't be Kyle Tucker. It'll be Whit Merrifield, who comes out 272 average and a 741 OPS for the Bison. 0-2 to Merrifield here. Line drive, and it's off of the glove of Bregman, and they're not going to have a play anywhere. And that's going to be a base hit. Yeah, it will be a base hit for Merrifield. And now 2 men on, 1 man out for Miles Straw, who is going to swing and miss at that cutter. Beautiful pitch by Jansen here. 2 down in the inning for Gabriel Moreno again in the second at bat. Flyouts of left field his first time up. Now here's the 1-1. It's a line drive, and it's down. And Mullins plays it off the hop. Going home is the runner. The throw is way offline. And Gabriel Moreno, the rookie, will cash in with an RBI here in his first All-Star game. How about that? I mean, that was a cutter that got way too much of the plate. And Gabriel Moreno doing some situational hitting right there. Gets a 10th run for the AL. There's a swing and a miss by Perez. But, man, Gabriel Moreno, how about that? It's a huge hit. And now the AL has gone from down 5 to up 2 here as we were in the middle of the 8th, and the NL running out of outs in this ballgame if they want to make their comeback. So Cronenworth will take over at shortstop here, and in the outfield, Whit Merrifield will take over in center. And so now out of the bullpen here is Ryan Presley from New Orleans, and he has had 28 saves and 31 opportunities this year. 39 strikeouts, that's a really good number. The average against righties is a little bit high for him, though, at, almost 300. But there's Jorge Soler, 25 homers and 54 ribbies for him. He makes his first appearance here in the 8th inning. And a 1-1 is a ground ball. That does get through. It's past the diving attempt, and the diving attempt there with the third baseman who couldn't get it. So there is a runner and a base runner finally. Now here's Paul Goldschmidt finally making his first at-bat in this game. A 293 average, 903 OPS. One of the better guys rating, or, numbers-wise this season in this All-Star game. He will swing and miss, though, with a filthy pitch right there from Ryan Presley. So now pinch hitter is Wilson Contreras, and 281 average, 814 OPS. He's been really well for the Rattlers. But there's a fly ball, and it's into the outfield, and Miles Straw makes the play for out number 2. That's a big second out right there. 2 down in the inning now, and one of the last guys that we will bring in this game is Anthony Rendon. 288 average, 853 OPS for him this season. Can he do something here? 0-2, it's a grounder to short, or to second base. Marcus Semien makes the play to end the 8th. And another 0. That's the 4th in a row now. And the AL pitching has suddenly gone from really struggling to just almost perfect here in these last few innings. So now we go to the 9th. And here's Ronaldo Lopez finally making his appearance in this All-Star game out of Nashville for the Stars. In 108 innings for him, a 2.58 ERA. 73 strikeouts and 39 walks. Really good numbers for him this season. And Rafael Devers at the plate. There's a ground ball that gets past the diving attempt of the first baseman. And going home and getting gunned down at the plate is the run. I'm not sure who tried to score there on that play. But Mitch Haniger makes a brilliant throw on a hop to the catcher. Contreras, I believe, is the catcher right now. Yes, he is for the National League, and they apply the tag. Man, that is a monster out right there. You really could not afford to get another run allowed against you. And there's a swing and a miss, man. Anthony Grandal got fooled on that pitch. But that'll end the top of the 9th, and the NL All-Stars 1, 2, and 3. I mean, it couldn't have lined up better for you here if you want to win this ball game now. And here is David Bednar. I mean, one blown save all year, and he looks to get a key save here in this All-Star game. And, you remember the American League, or the National League All-Stars won in real life in 2023 this past year. But, I mean, the AL has won the last, I don't know how many All-Star games it was that they had won in a row before this season when the National League won. But the AL has been dominant in this game historically. They're looking for another win right here. Here's Eduardo Escobar coming out of the bench, and he's the final bench player that we have in this game. 0-1, ground ball, and Cronenworth will not get there as that's underneath his glove and into center for a single. So Whit Merrifield brings it back in, but there's a hit. Now here's Luis Robert. There's a line drive, and Merrifield is not going to catch it. It actually falls in right in front of his glove. So guess what? Time run on base here in the 9th, and that splitter was right there down the middle. Luis Robert takes advantage now. 2 down in the frame, and here's Jose Abreu, the last chance for the National League. Here's the 0-1. It's a fly, it's a foul ball behind him and into the screen. And now the National League down to their final strike. Here's the 0-2 from Bednar. It's a swing and a miss on a high curve. Man, a very hittable pitch. But out in front of it is Abreu. And the American League wins this 2022 MLB All-Star Game. they will continue a streak of, I don't know how many again that they've won, but they have just won. They've won a ton of these in a row, and they're going to continue their run of dominance in this All-Star game here in the show, and I mean in real life they have been dominant as well. And man, that was a great game right there, a great slugfest, and a really, really crazy game there at the end. And David Bednar just does manage to close it out. Man, that was a great game. So the win goes to Andrew Kittredge, the loss to Emmanuel Clase, and David Bednar gets the save in this one. So you get to look at some of the notable players for the AL and the NL there. Bryce Harper, the player of the game, he had a home run. I mean, the story of the game, though, the National League only scored in 2 innings, and they didn't score at all after the 4th. They had 5 innings where they did not get on the board again, and that allowed the NL to just continue to climb back. I mean, they had 3 straight innings with a 2-run homer, added another run in the 8th, and I just did not look back in this game. Harper with that home run, he had 3 RBIs in this one. Marcus Semien was 2 for 2, had a couple of RBIs as well. Corey Seager was 1 for 1 with a big-time homer in this game. That was the one that gave them that made it a 1-run game, and then Semien's gave the AL the lead in the 7th inning. But, I mean, as I look at the box score here, Judge was also 2 for 2 in this one for the American League. They had 13 hits combined in this one. And so that'll do it for me here in this episode, guys. Thank you for watching this episode and watching this game. It was a really fun one to play. I love playing in these All-Star games here. And, I mean, the NL cannot pull it out. They had the lead. They couldn't hold on to it. And they just couldn't do anything offensively after the 4th inning. So that'll be the All-Star game here. Next episode in this franchise, we'll stay with this franchise here for the next episode. Will be, we'll have a full game for you in the next episode, but then we will have the trade deadline. And we have, of course, some big trades that go down at the trade deadline. So a big episode, next one here on this channel. You better stay tuned and be subscribed to be notified of when that comes out, because it's going to be a big one for just the state of this franchise here. And then we'll get into the playoffs for the Marlins franchise after that. So I just want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. I mean, I like doing this. I know these videos don't get a ton of views, but I really do appreciate, again, everybody that decides that they want to watch these videos. I really do appreciate it. You could be doing a lot of other different things with your time, but you spend it listening to me, and I really appreciate that. I feel blessed that I'm able to have the opportunity to do this, and so we'll see where it goes from here. But I love doing this. It's just a little hobby side thing, and so I thank you again for your support. There's the pitching numbers for the NL there. Yeah, that's the National League, and so I want to wish you guys a great day, and remember to subscribe again to be notified of new videos coming out on this channel. You've been listening to Lucas from Mars. Have a great day, everybody, and God bless.